After dealing with the COVID pandemic and the fallout from it over the past few years, I think we can all appreciate a little bit better just how devastating a worldwide epidemic such as a plague could be, and in this video I will be trying to further strengthen that feeling by recommending 5 excellent movies about the Black Plague and other plagues from Europe's history. And these are all films that I think all viewers of this channel will really enjoy. But before we begin, don't forget, if you love anything to do with historical movies and historical TV shows, then subscribe to my channel, History Spark. At number 5, it is Restoration, a historical film set during the breakout of the Great Plague of London, which lasted from 1665 to 1666. And in this period, over 100,000 people in London died from the illness. Restoration is a film which tells the story of a medic who is under the employ of King Charles II. But after a change in fortune, he finds himself helping the poor of London who are suffering from the plague. Restoration stars an amazing cast including Ian McKellen, Robert Downey Jr. and Sam Neill. And to be honest, Robert Downey Jr. gives the best performance of this trio of legendary actors. He is absolutely magnificent as a central character of this film. Restoration also benefits from a great musical score, amazing set pieces and costume design. The only minor critique I would have to say about the film is that Restoration does start off a little bit slow, but if you stick with it, Restoration will be one of the most moving and unique plague movies you will ever watch. At number 4, it is Season of the Witch, set in 14th century Germany, where 2 Teutonic knights are tasked by a cardinal to escort a witch to a remote monastery where the monks will be able to remove her demonic powers. The cardinal believes that this witch is responsible for the Black Death spreading across Europe, and that by performing holy rituals on this suspected witch, they can bring an end to the plague. Season of the Witch is a very unique and thrilling adventure which has its fair share of spooks and got you moments. The acting is pretty good as well, with Nicolas Cage giving a surprisingly good performance here and Ron Perlman being excellent as always. The movie does have a fairly generic plot and isn't overly unique, but if you're looking for a historical film to give you a more general overview of what the plague must have felt like during 14th century Europe, then Season of the Witch is a great place to start that journey. At number 3, it is Dangerous Beauty, which is not a plague-based movie per se, but the plague does play a major role in shaping the final 2 acts of the film, so Dangerous Beauty is definitely a suitable candidate for this list. Dangerous Beauty is a biographical film which tells the story of courtesan Veronica Franco, one of Venice's most famed and influential courtesans, and her involvement with many important historical figures throughout her career. And one of the primary focuses of this film is her involvement in the 4th Ottoman-Venetian War of 1570 to 1573. And during the course of this war, a plague breaks out across the city, causing much devastation and despair in Venice. This movie has brilliant acting across the board, a truly engaging story, and a fascinating central character to watch develop and grow. Dangerous Beauty though does struggle a bit with pacing and the dialogue can be a bit weak at times, but overall, Dangerous Beauty is a great film for anyone looking for a plague-based drama. At number 2, it is Flesh and Blood, a historical medieval adventure which tells the fictional story of a bride named Agnes, who is captured by mercenaries, and a complex tale of revenge, love and brutality that follows as her husband Stephen tries to rescue Agnes from her captors. And of course, a plague breaks out in the middle of this war, which complicates things even further. This is a really simplified overview of the movie's plot, but Flesh and Blood is one of the most fascinating historical movies I have ever seen, with an engaging plot with a huge number of unexpected plot twists and developments. The acting by majority of the cast is decent, if not stellar, but it is really the story of this film that keeps the viewer gripped from beginning to end. However, it is important to note that Flesh and Blood is a film with a very limited budget, and this is evident in the movie's set pieces, battle sequences and overall production design. But if you're looking for an over-the-top story which has some B-movie limitations, then Flesh and Blood is my recommendation for you. And the top spot on this list goes to Black Death, a film that does a good job of mixing 2 different genres, horror and history together, and with the focus being on the breakout of the bubonic plague, it is a historical topic which can be indeed utilized effectively in a horror and supernatural genre. Black Death does a fascinating job of displaying how the superstitions and customs in medieval England during this time would have caused mass paranoia as the bloody disease continued to spread across the land. This film has an interesting but not very original plot, and Sean Bean and Eddie Redmayne do a great job of carrying the film, which really needs their strong acting to cover the various plot holes and missteps throughout the movie. The Black Death is a great film to watch on a free evening, as it does a fantastic job of blending horror and supernatural elements within an interesting historical context. And even though it may not be a revolutionary or original film, it is in my opinion still the best plague-based film ever created so far. But let me know in the comments down below if you agree with my list and if there are any other great plague-based films that I may have missed out on. And remember to stay up to date with everything to do with historical movies and historical TV shows. Then subscribe to my channel History Spark, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.